Hi, it's Dr. Minkoff, LifeWorks Wellness Center, Clearwater, Florida. I want to talk to you today about osteoporosis. Osteoporosis means that your bones, the structure of your bones, is falling apart. Now, bones are made out of two things. There is collagen, which is a protein, which is a basic structure. Onto that collagen, the body places minerals, mostly calcium and phosphorus. Osteoporosis is when a specialized x-ray is done and your bones don't have the minerals on them. They look hollow. And there's various gradations of this where they're a little bit lacking the mineral or they're a lot lacking the mineral. Now that puts you at risk of what's called osteopenia, which means not enough mineral in there, or osteoporosis, which means the mineral's really lacking. Now this puts a person at risk for fractures. Now we are in an epidemic of osteoporosis, like we are of all chronic diseases. And it's a mixture of environmental toxins and inadequate nutrition. But this is a severe condition. If you have a 60 or 65-year-old person who falls down and breaks their hip, there is a 50% chance that within 1 year that person will not be alive anymore. This is not a light thing, and osteoporosis is not a light thing. Now, the standard treatment for osteoporosis is for people are encouraged to take extra calcium. Some doctors are advising extra vitamin D. Both of those are fine. But usually there's a class of drugs called bisphosphonates, and these drugs do this. So if this is a normal bone, there are certain of the bone cells, the living bone cells, that manufacture new bone. And there's other bone cells which take apart old bone that's degenerating. And in most bone, there's a balance. So these bone generating ones called osteoblasts, and they're growing new bone all the time. So your bones turn over, probably you have new bones probably every 6 or 7 years. Like the whole system gets turned over. So the bones you had when you were 40 aren't the bones that you have when you were 50 because they grew new ones. So these osteoblasts, they grow new bone. And then as the old stuff decays, the osteoclast, clast is like take it apart, they get rid of the old stuff. What the drugs do is they poison the take apart ones. So you're left with old bone that's degenerating, but on an x-ray, if you check it, it still looks like there's calcium there. But the drugs are very toxic, and they mess with people's stomach and esophaguses, and they cause ulcers, and they can degenerate all the bones in the jaw. And so they're sort of a nightmare. But this is the usual therapy that's given. I never use this stuff because it's not necessary. So what we have to do is we do have to get new bone being grown and old bone being taken off, but we have to get the new bone to grow in. So we have to grow new collagen. Now collagen's a protein, and so we have to get the person's protein level up. We use a supplement called Perfect Amino because Perfect Amino makes the body make protein better than anything known. So it puts you on a high protein diet, meat, fish, and eggs, plus extra Perfect Amino. Then you'll start to grow new bone. Now once you've grown the new bone, then the body could put calcium and phosphorus and the other minerals on it. You can pour all the calcium you want on old bone with no collagen, you won't grow any bone. Wrong thing, okay? Now for calcium, you do need vitamin D, and you do need vitamin C, and you need hormones. So a lot of people who get osteoporosis are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and their hormone levels are low. So we add hormones because estrogen and testosterone and progesterone and DHEA, these hormones stimulate bone growth. And so we need that. And then people need weight-bearing exercise so that their bones have a reason to get stronger. Now, cycling and swimming don't build bones. Jumping and running build bones. The best way to build bones with exercise is squats and deadlifts. So squats means you put weight on your back, and if you can't start with weight on your back, you start with just doing squats. You hold on the table and you go down and up. And that stresses your hip and your low back. And deadlifts are you reach over on the floor and you pick something up and stand up and work yourself up, on something light so you don't get hurt. But if you do it 3 times a week, you will start to build bones. Very effective. The other thing that really works is called a Vibra-Plate. Now, a Vibra-Plate, if you've never been on one, you step on it and it goes like this. It vibrates you very fast. Now, the Vibra-Plate was actually developed by NASA because what they found is that when astronauts went into space, that within 30 days, their bones looked like they were 80 years old. Because without gravity, the bones didn't hold together. And so this Vibra-Plate was actually invented so that in the space capsule, they stand on this Vibra-Plate 10 or 20 minutes every day, and they can keep their bones. So now this technology is available in the market, and you can buy these things all over the place. And if you have osteoporosis, I suggest that you get one, and you do 10 minutes a day on the Vibra-Plate, and then you do some extra added weight stuff, and then walk. You don't have to run. And take the hormones and the vitamins and minerals and the extra vitamin D, and you will build your bones back. And it doesn't take that long. Within 6 months to a year, we see bone density increasing. And when bone density increases, then your test, the X-ray, the DEXA scan it's called, will show improvement. And then your fracture risk goes way down, and your overall health gets way better. Okay, so serious condition, osteoporosis. There is a solution to it. It really works. There's a couple of things that you have to do, which I've talked about. But there's really no good alternative. And so now that you know about it, you can do something about it. We can help you. And you want strong bones. And it doesn't just come from milk. It comes from doing these other things. Okay? Hope this helps.